Hi everyone, welcome back to another video in the Web Security Academy series. In today's video, we'll be covering lab number 1 in the HTTP host header attacks module titled Basic Password Reset Poisoning. If you do not have an account on the Web Security Academy, you can get one by visiting the URL portswigger.net/websecurity and clicking on the sign up button. I already have an account and I am logged in, so to access the exercise, I'm going to click on Academy. Select all content, all labs, and then do a search on the host header, attacks labs, and select lab number 1 titled Basic Password Reset Poisoning. All right, let's get started. This lab is vulnerable to password reset poisoning. The user Carlos will carelessly click on any links in emails that he receives. To solve the lab, log into Carlos's account. You can log into your own account using the following credentials, and we're given credentials of a regular user account. Any email sent to this account can be read via the email client on the exploit server. Okay, so the vulnerable parameter or the vulnerable functionality is the password reset functionality. And the goal for this lab is to perform a password reset poisoning attack to compromise Carlos's account. Now, if you're not familiar with password reset poisoning, it is a technique where an attacker manipulates the vulnerable website into generating a password reset link pointing to a domain that is under the control of the attacker. This is a really great interview question that I see often and I ask often in interviews, and most people don't know how to answer it. And so it's really important that you understand how this technique works. All right, to access the lab, select the Access the Lab button. I'm going to open it in a new window. And actually, let's keep it on the same browser. Now, notice over here, I am using the built-in browser in Burp, and so all my requests are already being passed in my Burp proxy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is click on My Account, and notice over here, you've got a login functionality that takes in a username and a password, and right underneath the login functionality, there's a Forgot Password functionality for users that don't remember their password. So let's click on that. It says, please enter your username or email. Now, when it comes to the password reset functionality, there's a ton of security test cases that you can test for. For example, you could test for username enumeration. You could also test for flaws in the business logic of the password reset functionality, for injection attacks, and so on. One test case that people tend to forget about is the host header injection, which can lead to password reset poisoning. To understand how that attack works, let's first see how this functionality is implemented. So it asks for a username, and we were given a username to work with. So we're going to enter that username and click on Submit. Now, once we click on Submit, it says, please check your email for a reset password link. If we go to the exploit server, you could see over here, we've got an email client where we can access the emails of our user account. And right away, we see that we did receive an email. It takes us to a link, and the link is the host of the website, and then /forgot password, and then it gives you a temporary forgot password token that is not guessable so that an attacker can't brute force it. Now, when we click on it, we get to a page where we could enter our new password. We're just going to keep it the same, Peter, and click on Submit. And then we could log in with our new password. All right, so it's your basic password reset functionality. If we go to Burp over here and look at the account that was used to invoke the forgot password functionality, it should be a post account. So if we go down, it's this one right over here. Let's send it to repeater and see what parameters it takes. All right. So it's a post request to the forgot password page. And if we go down over here, it takes an SESRF token, and it also takes in the username. So this is the username of the user that we were given. What we're trying to do is reset the password of Carlos. However, if we just change the username to Carlos and click on send over here, what it's going to do is it's going to send a password reset link to Carlos's email. So if we click send right over here, it says invalid CSRF token, and that's because we switched pages. So let's just log out, go to my account, forgot password, submit it again, and we'll just say Carlos right over here, hit submit. And send this one to repeater. So if we see over here, and I apologize, we sent the wrong one. Oh, here we go. It was not scrolled all the way up. All right, let's send this to repeater. And this is the request that we just performed. So it's to the forgot password functionality. It takes in the CSRF token and the username. Now what's happening over here is it's sending a link to Carlos's email account. So if we go to the exploit server over here, which is for our regular user, not for Carlos's account, we don't see the email because it's getting sent to Carlos's email. Now, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try and send Carlos a password reset link, but instead of the link having the host name of the vulnerable application, which is this right over here, we're going to try to change that host name to our attacker-controlled server. So this is what is called a host header injection. It can potentially occur if the website does not handle the value of the host header in a safe way. If it blindly trusts the host header that is given in the request and uses it to generate the password reset link, then we can change the host header to point to our attacker-controlled server and have the reset token sent to our server when the user clicks on it. Now, this attack is called password reset poisoning. And that's exactly what we're going to do over here. So we're going to go to the exploit server. We're going to copy the domain without the HTTPS. Let's copy it and paste it in here. Hit send. And if we render the response, it says, please check your email for the reset password link. Now again, it's sending Carlos a password reset link. However, if this is vulnerable to host header injection, the password reset link should be this entire thing over here, /forgot password, and then the password reset token. Now in the lab, it says that Carlos carelessly clicks on any links in the emails that he receives. And so if he clicked on the link that he received, we should be able to see it in the log of our exploit server. So if we click on access log right over here, you could see that we do have a ping from an unknown server. This is an internal server over here. And it's to the forgot password, and we get the temporary forgot password token. Now, our job over here is to copy this and then reset the token of Carlos. Now, what's likely happening is Carlos sees that there's an email to reset his password, but he didn't request it. And so chances are he's not going to reset his password. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the link to reset his password. Let's reset his password to Peter and confirm password to Peter. Hit submit. Go to my account and see if our attack works. So now we're going to put in the username as Carlos and the password as Peter that we just changed, and then click on login. And here we go. It says, congratulations, you solved the lab. So we were able to successfully exploit this vulnerability in order to perform a password reset poisoning attack. In the next video, we'll see another attack vector that you could perform using host header injection.